Ted Moore reports.
For years, the system of tunnels and shafts has harboured a small population of wild horses.
What's up, YouTube? So, Dave Allen on Life, comedy special, part 4, I think this is. So, now I have to just explain, I didn't cut this in a very good place, so this comes in at the end of a gag, and I think essentially what is just said before this is that your boss comes in and says, you come here, and you the adrenaline starts pumping through you, and the joke is, because he was just talking about cavemen and how they needed adrenaline to fight the saber-toothed tiger, that you know, you just stand there and but actually what you should have done is what is it, run away or picked up a chair and brained the bastard. So there you go. That's my amazing attempt at delivering a line, which obviously I didn't try to do or do well, but if you watch the video before, you'll see the maestro doing it. Right, and so let's dive right in to part 4, Dave Allen on Life comedy special.
But we don't. All that energy just keeps on churning and churning around and around and around. Turns to sugar and fat, which causes extraordinary damage to the system. And we don't even continue in that stress. You sit there, you take all these recriminations from the boss, whatever it might be, and then you start to recriminate against yourself. You start to accuse yourself of being a weakling. What the hell did I take that? Who the hell does he think he is? For Christ's sake. I'm not here to listen to that crap. Why don't I stick your job up your arse? He's down the corridor by now, but you're going through it. And not only that, you still have the stress, but you pass the stress on to other people, sympathetic people. Your secretary will say, can I help you? Piss off, you. You bloody bimbo, go back here, Titus. You get in your car, you're driving home, some totally innocent pedestrian on a pedestrian crossing, walking to the... Talk about stress. I mean, how stressful it is for a child to sit in a pushchair. You ever watch them in pushchairs? They're zonked with stress. They're on that level of exhaust pipes, pumping lead and carbon monoxide into them. Have you ever watched a mother with a pushchair across the road? Have you? What goes into the road first? Have you ever, any time, seen a mother come to a crossing and back out into the road? They don't do that. The child is a test pilot for the safety of the road. What's going on? The kid is there. Which means there's a truck coming. My mother, when I was a child, my mother used to, she used to discipline me through my absent father. I don't mean he was absent, he was just at work. She would say, don't do that. Don't do that. If Daddy saw you do that, Daddy would be very, 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 very angry. Daddy does not like that. Do not talk to Mommy like that. Daddy would not like it. It doesn't matter what way Daddy talks to Mommy, you don't talk to Mommy like that. Daddy will be very angry with you and he'll beat your bottom. No, you cannot have another sweet. Daddy says too many sweets are bad for you. I personally would let you have another one, but Daddy says no. Daddy says they're bad for the teeth, and worms will grow in your tummy and come out and eat the sweet shop. No, Daddy will not play piggybacks with you when he comes home. Daddy will be very tired. And you know what Daddy's like when he's tired? He gets very angry. And if he's very angry, he'll probably stop your pocket money and lock you in the cellar. Oh, my father knew nothing about this. He loved me. I think he loved me. He'd come home and go, hello, David, give us a kiss. Ah, I was gone. I was behind my mother. My father said, what's the matter with him? No idea. He's obviously frightened of you. He didn't know it, but he was a monster. It's extraordinary how we put things on people. I mean, what about the mythology we teach the children? The mythology of the wicked witches. I mean, what about that for stress? Oh, the bogeyman. I mean, we actually say this to people we love. A bogeyman. The Sandman. Who is this lunatic? The Sand. My parents used to say, the Sandman is coming. Who? The Sandman. It's time to go to bed because the Sandman's going to come along and sprinkle sand in your eyes and you'll go to sleep. Would you sleep? Is there any adult in the world would sleep in a house knowing there's a bloody lunatic walking around with a bag of sand? He's going to let you have 2 handfuls in the eyes when he gets you. The great, long, red-legged scissor man. What about him who cuts off your thumbs and puts them in a bag? We had the humpty-backed leprechaun, for Christ's sake. Who'll put you in a sack and take you to live beneath the hawthorn tree. Jesus, I used to lie in bed. I'd wet the bed. My mother would come in and say, "Why? Look, you wet the bed. I'm going to tie a knot in that. That's what I'm going to do." Why did you wet the bed? Why didn't you get up and go to the lavatory? I'm going, you are so silly. You're so silly. You are so stupid. There is no such thing as a Sandman. Or a long red-legged scissor, or a humpty-backed leprechaun. There's no... But you said there were. I know I said there were, but I was only telling you things so you would have something to think about when you went to sleep. And even if they did exist, do you actually think that Mummy would allow any of these things to get near her little boy? Now I'm going to clean you up. I'm going to clean the bed up and put on nice pajamas. And please, now go to sleep. Otherwise I'll have to phone the police and they'll take you away and put you in a cell. School was quite terrifying, too. The first time we could go to school. Didn't have it. My father said to me, there'll be a boy in a school who'll want to hit you. First day in school, somebody will want to hit you. Now, that is a school bully. Now, all school bullies are cowards. And he'll only hit you if he thinks that you're frightened of him. So if you hit him first, he will run away. I was expelled in 2 weeks for being a school bully. Every new kid who came out used to beat the shit out of him. Do you actually know the most stressful place for the average person is the home? You'd actually think, in reality, that the home is the one place where you're safe from the tribulations of life. But it's the opposite. All even kind of petty incidents take on their own life in their own home. Now, I had 2 brothers who snored. Now, if people don't know about snoring, that's okay. But anybody who knows and lives with a snorer knows exactly how stressful it is. It is extraordinary. Extraordinary thing about snorers never have any trouble going to sleep. There is no such thing as an insomniac snorer. They get into bed, good night, gone. Now, it takes me probably 30 or 40 minutes to go to sleep. Always has. So, as far as my 2 brothers were concerned, we used to share the same room. I would go to bed an hour or an hour and a half earlier than the other 2 to try and get to sleep before they came up the room. And I'd be up there half an hour and I'd still be awake and everything. Of course, I've only got an hour. Oh, shit, it's 42 minutes. Oh, 18. Oh, my goodness Christ. 7. Oh, shit, they're on the stairs. There's another night gone. And they'd arrive in, and I'd gone. Now, the 2 of them didn't snore the same. It's an extraordinary thing. Didn't snore. Brother Peter had a snore like... Because old people are individual and snore. He had a... And to listen to that, Jesus, all night. I'd shove him at times, and he'd go. And I mean, you start to play games with it. I used to cut out bits of paper and lick them and stick them to his lips. And he'd go, and they'd all go, oh. And then he'd go. I used to get bath bubbles and rub it all around his mouth, hoping that a great balloon would come out one day, and he'd disappear out the window. Would have been lovely. John, my other brother, had what I would call a long single snore. He would start. Then it would stop. And you'd expect a gush of air to come out. Nothing. Not a sound. Within 2 seconds, he'd start again. I think he had a leak in his arse. I don't know what it was. Taking it in, and now I was going out.
It's just that much funnier when Dave Allen says arse. Because you sort of don't expect it. He seems so respectable. Yeah, nice. I changed my top. No, I didn't actually. My camera ran out of batteries, and it's now several days later. So this is completely out of sync and not a real video. So, nice themes there. All the stuff about bullying and children and telling them stupid stories. I mean, I'm a nurse, so I know all about bullying, because nurse managers really treat people like shit. Happens a bit in with doctors, I think, as well, but you don't really see it. I don't really see it, and nurses really are the worst, and it's meant to be the caring profession, but seems to be full of psychopaths. Anyway, I used to also share a room with my two older brothers, which, I mean, yeah, there was snoring, and actually the second, the oldest, did used to snore in a similar sort of way. But there's other things that I can't talk about on YouTube, mainly because they might be watching. But those things are shocking and disgusting. But there is something my brother used to do, and I don't know if I can do it, but he would stand by the light switch and he'd be talking to me, and he'd scare me like this. So he'd just sort of look at me, and they'd suddenly be there. Something like that. Anyway, good. Thank you, Mr. Dave Allen. It's quite long, this. It's 126. 1 hour, 26 minutes. So we've still got quite a lot of this to go. So I will continue, but I'm not getting many views because, you know, Dave Allen's not very well known. Probably no one, hardly, except a few older people in America, have heard of him. In Britain, obviously, more people have. But again, it's mainly old people like me. But I will carry on with this. I am going to start a series soon, I think, on Jim Jeffries, who is incredibly popular on the interweb. And don't nobody go nowhere. I'll see you soon.
Horses without bothering the commuters. The only pest control necessary was performed by the teams of fluffers, who to this day remove clots of hair from the tracks.
See the hair?